Hello my darlings and welcome to my channel. Today I'm making this video for you about tarot decks or any other decks that I use in my videos, because many of you asked what kind of cards I use, what kind of decks, and today I just want to show you some of my favorite ones and also most used, that I feel are very valuable and helpful. Okay, so I have all this pile here for you. I'll show you. I'll try to be fast here. So let's start with first deck, which is the Light Seers Tarot. I learned to love this deck. It's not that long that I bought it, but I really like the images, pictures of this deck. It gives me a lot of positive vibes. It also has a book, of course. I never rely on books, by the way. In any decks I can have some information, but mostly I rely on my intuition and how I see the cards. But I'm sure you already saw, this is King of Wands, how colorful this deck is. Just want to show you some of it. Even the full, look at this, how beautiful it is. So it's called the Light Seers Tarot, okay? If somebody wants to, in the comment section, to write the names after I show them, that will be very helpful. Thank you very much. But that's it has 78 cards. It's like just like a regular tarot deck, which has all the cards as in a regular tarot, original ones. So I'm sure you will like that one, okay? I would recommend that one. Another deck that I have is the Magical Messages from the Fairies Oracle cards, okay? This is more about giving you some messages, insights from your spirits, guides, by Doreen Virtue. And some of you guys gave me this deck as a present, and I'm really glad that I have this deck. It has a book like that as well, and it has like perfect timing, debts paid off, walk away, and travel, your wishes granted. I'm sure you already saw it in my readings, new home and marriage and stuff like that. Okay, very positive deck as well over here, but it has, I think it has 44 cards here. It's more for a guidance, it's not like a regular deck. Okay, next deck that I will show you, actually several decks that I want to show you. Why I want to show them both? Because for me they have similar energy, which is a little bit dark energy. The Seasons of the Witch and Royal Dark Tarot. So those decks I wouldn't recommend for everyone, especially if you don't work with, not really work, but you not used to have dark tarots. Like some people are afraid to use it because they think it has dark magic here and stuff like that. But for me, those decks, they mostly for seeing certain shadows, some dark sides of people, and what needs to be worked on. I love this deck as well, Royal deck. I think it's very helpful, but at the same time it's not ordinary. It's yes, it has all the cards that in regular deck, like 5 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, but if you just trying to do some reading from this deck, just a regular reading, you wouldn't really understand it. You really need to be into it. It took me quite some time to get used to it. Even if you read the book, it has a book, of course, here, but again, I wouldn't recommend to everyone. But if you like to work with dark tarot, you can try this one, and definitely it will take you time to learn to love it. My favorite card here Look at this. This is King of Pentacles. My favorite card and main card that I love this deck for is the Two of Cups. I think I showed before, but out of all these dark cards, there is one, Two of Cups. I think it's the most beautiful card. This is also Three of Pentacles. Look at that. I want to show you my favorite. Yes, look at that. Two of Cups. How beautiful is that? I love it. I think it's such a great art here. And I'm all about art. I'm also an artist, and for me it's important what kind of images I see and what I work with. Okay, this is Queen of Pentacles. Okay, that was Royal Tarot deck. Okay, and Season of the Witch, also more of a like dark energy, but I mostly use it on Halloween or some I don't know, times when I need to figure things out. Look at this. This is Silence, Intuition, Elders. Let me see. The Veil. They're a little bit creepy here. Spider. Let me see. Candle Magic. You see, they're more like, but look how beautiful the moon is here. Especially if you're doing certain rituals on full moon or you work with moon phases, this could be very, very helpful. Okay, and it's Shaman Oracle, illustrated by Giada Rose and made by Lorian Anderson and Julia Diaz. But I'm sure you can just, you know, pause the video and see the names. Okay, next deck I want to show you is the Sacred Forest Oracle. It's also like a helpful guidance. It says 52 cards to open energy portals of a higher dimension. Hope you can see. That's a book inside, and also very bright cards here. I would recommend this deck. It says Phoenix, Butterfly Spirit, Renewal, Frog Spirit, Freedom. I use them usually at the ending of the reading or to have them see the main mood. New Beginnings, but I'm sure you remember I used them. They're very beautiful. Okay. Okay, next deck I'm gonna show you. It's Fairy Tarot cards. I mostly use it in my private readings when I need to find certain let me see, details. Why I'm saying that? Because, for example, it has like spring, summer, winter, all those phases. Ace of Winter here. And when I need to know the timing, let's say what time of the year, let's say you'll meet your person, or when you'll buy a house, and if I have, let's say, 8 of winter, I'll tell you mostly like at the winter time or when it's cold, or it could be far away. 8 could, it also has numbers that help me sometime. It's Queen of Autumn over here. So this is more like a helpful guide for me to give you more details, but just to do reading with it, just with this deck, I wouldn't recommend, because you're gonna be very confused. Okay, what else I want to show you here? Yeah, and it's called Fairy Tarot cards, Red Lane Valentine. 78 card decks. But it's not like a regular tarot. Okay. Next, I'm gonna show you a deck by Nicoletta ceccoli. Many of you were asking about this deck. It's a little bit weird deck because all of the deck is made of one girl that has different moods. And look at her. This is Eight of Swords. This is the devil. Look at the devil. This is the Fool. And this, most of the time, this girl here is kind of or upset or angry or in a certain mood. There's only, I think this is the only one man here who's the Emperor. Look at her, Queen of Swords. Oh no, it's Ace of Swords, yes. Okay, that's the main character of this deck. And you keep asking me, what is this deck? And it's called Nicoletta ceccoli Tarot, okay? Look how beautiful she is. Okay, but again, I wouldn't recommend just to use this deck if you're not used to it, because it also took some time to get the energy of it. And I even had to write down the, what's the meaning, because it's not easy to understand which card is which, but I usually rely on my energies. Even if I'm not sure what card it is, I'm using my energy for it. My intuition. Okay, next deck is, you probably know already from my readings, it's Tarot of Sexual Magic. This deck I mostly use for love readings. I like their feelings, their thoughts, what kind of plans they have, or like who's coming towards you in love. And I'm sure you already know this deck. This is the World, this is the Magician. It's more of like sexual. It has some images that maybe 18 plus, but it's more of a romantic deck. I don't see here a lot of things that, for example, the next deck that I'll show you, it's gonna be different. Here, it's more romance, okay? But of course, 18 plus, remember. Okay. So this was Tarot of Sexual Magic. And now I'm gonna show you my favorite deck. I think that's my favorite deck, even though I love all my decks, but here, my favorite deck would be Manara. I don't know, it was a love from a first sight, I wanna say, with the Manara. It's erotic deck, that's what I'm saying. This is definitely 18 plus. And look at it, that's the cover of it. Very extraordinary deck, I feel. The Moon, Six of Water, 10 of Air, 9 of Earth. There is certain images here that, yeah, not everyone can handle probably, because some people write to me, why are you using this kind of like deck? But for me, it's an art. If you look closely, you'll see some erotic moments in each card in some way. That's one of my favorite cards here, 7 of Water. Okay, this is the Death. Okay, so that's the Manara deck. And 2 more decks I want to show you. Let's start with the Green Witch Tarot. It has a huge box, or how do you call it? There is a book, also a big book. It's Green Witch by Manara. Okay, here you'll see, you can see I use it not that often, but for me it's very positive deck. It shows more of like it could be very good for career readings, family readings, business, because it has a more of like homey vibe. I don't know. This is Nine of Chalices. Look at this King of Chalices. That's the Tower. It has a little bit different names to it, but you may see, you can understand it well. Like, it's not difficult to understand this deck. And look at this cute Six of Chalices here. Sorry, my camera just going back and forth. Okay, so that's that. And finally, the last deck that I'm gonna show you, that I recently bought not too long time ago, that I love using. You can also, it could go for more dark deck. It's by Edgar Allan Poe, and who's an artist. A little bit you may feel dark energies, but it's really helpful to get to the bottom of the situation. Look at this. The book is very helpful actually in this deck. Usually I don't read. Look at this, Two of Cups. Here you can read about the artist and what was he thinking when he was making this art. And that's how the cover looks. And look at this. Ace of Pentacles I just had here, and I have it here as well. Wow, very interesting. Ace of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. This is Ace of Cups. Also very good to work with shadows and find out information. I love using this deck for connecting with your ancestors. Deceased ones could also be very good here. But again, if you're afraid of those kind of energies, don't buy this. This is one of the very small amount of cards that has like light. Most of them are very dark. That's a Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Wands. The Magician, look at that. That's the Two of Cups that I showed you. I love using this deck, like it shows me, it gives me a lot of information here. And look at this Three of Cups. So basically that's the deck. I wouldn't recommend for all again, unless you're ready for this deck. I think you have to be ready for such decks to use them, especially if you're new. I wouldn't recommend to buy right away this deck or Dark Tarot. I wouldn't recommend, but with time, maybe when you're ready, you can do it. Okay? So that's what I had for you today, guys. Thank you very much. I hope it was some information that you needed, because you're always asking me, and I decided to do this video. Okay, let me know in comments which deck is your favorite, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.